So if your textures look like this, it means that your UVs are really bad. Now this is how you can improve your UVs much better without really going deep into UV unwrapping. I will show you a 3-step way how you can make the same UVs inside of Blender without much of an overwhelm. My name is Benjamin and I'm a self-taught 3D artist. Now let's get back to the video. Now of course, I slightly exaggerated with the UV islands just for the sake of showcase, but believe it or not, many beginners have UVs like this and sometimes even much worse. And even if, let's say, they found a magic button, which is Auto UV Unwrap, what they do is simply, they press U, Smart UV Project, and just click Unwrap, and they just leave it like this. But you see, it is not really optimal. That way, we can take a look right here. The first mistake, the first issue that we have is that it is overlapping. It is really close to each other. So as we can see, they're all pretty much really close to each other. And this can cause baking artifacts, as well as some texture artifacts and bleedings, since they're really close to each other. So the first thing that we can do is when we do the UV Auto Unwrap, we go to Island Margin and type in 0.05. Now we press the unwrap and it now looks much better. Now it is not overlapping just like it did in the first time. And we can see distance between every single one of them. But now there's another problem, which is the scale of all of them is not really consistent. Some of them are small, some of them are big. So what we can do is press A, go to UV, and choose Average Island Scale. As we can see, now it is much more accurate to the real size of the sword. It will be much better. Now, the third thing is, we can see there's a lot of empty space. And even if we go to Texel Density Checker, we can see that there is 33% of UV space used, which is really small amount. We should crank it up at least to 40%. And how we can do this is simply with the UV Packer. It is a free add-on. I will leave a link down in the description so you can download it. So what we can do now is turn on the combine, turn on the selection, and choose the desired texture resolution. Now for me, it is 2K. If you're wondering what is padding, padding is that island margin that we just talked about right now. So here's how it works. For 500 texture resolution, your padding should be 4. For 1K, it should be 8. For 2K, it should be 16. And for 4K, it should be 32. Basically, you multiply it by 2 every single time you go higher. But at the same time, remember, this is the minimal amount, meaning that you can go higher, but you cannot go lower. Otherwise, this will cause artifacts. Remember that. Instead of high quality, we choose the efficient. And now we just pack it. And now as we can see, it is looking much better. And we can use this for baking, for texturing. It is good to go. Of course, compared to manual UV unwrapping, it is night and day difference. But if you're tight in time, this is the way to go. And now if we check the UV space this time, it is now 42%, which is the desired amount. And by the way, if you're wondering why my UVs are blue and yours are gray, what you need to do is go to overlays and turn on this UV stretch. This will show you every single UV that are stretched. So for example, I'll stretch this one out, and as you can see, it changed the color. The green and yellow means it is too much stretch. The blue means it is fine. This was a small tip for me. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have some questions, feel free to comment down below, and I'll see you around.